Okay, folks, today we're going to do a product review on the Gerber Bear Grylls Basic Kit, Basic Survival Kit. This says it's an 8-piece kit. I've seen a couple other reviews on this, and I've seen what's in this thing, and I guess it's an 11-piece kit. Let me show you what it says is in the back. It says there's a waterproof bag, a sewing kit, a cotton ball for tinder, Gerber paraframe mini knife, Firestarter, emergency cord, emergency whistle, and wire, presumably for snare wire. Now, having seen that and see what's on here, we're going to cut the video for a second. We're going to open this thing up, lay it out, and we're going to go through and tell you what we think about what's in here. Okay, folks, now we've laid out what's in this kit. Now, interestingly enough, the kit says that it's an 8-piece kit, but if you look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 pieces in this kit, which is fine. But let's go over. We're going to start at the top of here, you know. At the top of here, we're going to start with their listing, and we're going to go down things piece by piece. Okay, piece number 1, waterproof bag. Okay, now this is not the waterproof bag. This thing is not waterproof. It is nice, heavy gauge, ripstop nylon, high visibility orange. You drop this thing somewhere or lay it down somewhere, you're not going to have a hard time finding it. On the back here, it's got Alpine rescue signals. See, you know, somebody at a distance or an aircraft, ground to air distress symbols. This is helpful if you're lost and, say, you know, hiking on a mountain trail, helicopter's looking for you. There you go. You got a quick reminder of how you can signal those guys. Alright, so let's set that down. That's a nice piece there. Okay, this is the waterproof bag they're talking about on the case. It's a double Ziploc, heavy gauge, decent thing to keep it in. The downside here is, you know, because of the containment size, once you get all the product in here, there's not a lot of extra room. There's a little bit, but not a lot of extra room. Okay, the second thing is the sewing kit. Okay, very basic sewing kit. You got 2 buttons, you got a couple of needles, you've got a very small safety pin, and a little bit of thread in 4 colors. Not much there. At the end of this video, my son and I were talking about what's here and what's not. The not is the important part, and we're going to go over a few things that we think will fit in this kit and that would make this a more efficient kit for a day hiker, overnight camper, things like that. This is definitely not a survival kit if you're talking long term. Most people that are into this kind of thing will build their own, but this is a very cool thing with a couple of additions for your glove box, the back of your vehicles, just in case kind of bag, that kind of thing. But anyhow, like I said, I like it. For the value, it's about $20. For the value, these 2 pieces right here, the Gerber knife and the striker, I think those 2 alone are worth the $20 value. But anyway, let's go on. I'm digressing. Okay, cotton ball. Now, they give you a single cotton ball as tinder. Now, cotton balls work very well for tinder. You just basically spread them out a little bit, and they'll catch very easily. Put some light, dry tinder you can find out in the woods on top of them. Give it a strike and you've got a fire. But 1 cotton ball, maybe not so much. We're going to go over that, a little additional tinder at the end. Gerber paraframe mini knife. Now this is a nice knife. It's small, but a knife's a knife and it comes very sharp. It's a straight edge up here, serrated down here. It's lightweight. This would be a good daily carry knife for a young man, or in a fishing kit, something like that. It's a nice knife. So we like the knife. Very good. Oh, and it's clip knife also. Clips in your pocket.
That's good.
Yep, very good. Clip knives are very handy. One-handed operation. Okay, now, Firestarter. Here it is. We're going to actually stop the video for a second, and KB is going to go out and demonstrate the use of this thing. Works very well. He's going to show you, and we'll film that as well. All right? Stop it. Okay, now, we got a little pile of tinder here, and KB's got the striker. Go ahead, KB. Light her up.
Let's see if this works. It may take a couple tries because you have to get this black coating off. There you go. Starting to get it spark.
And now, of course, we have a breeze coming up.
Yeah.
That's the way it works, folks.
The hard part. Let's see.
He's having a hard time with this one. It does work well. We both played around with it a little bit, honestly, and it works well. Just now that we have a breeze going, and of course, you know, we're just doing a little test here, so we don't have any kind of a windbreak set up.
No. Obviously, we have bad luck.
If we had a breeze going in the woods and we needed this, we'd put a couple pieces of something around just to block the wind.
But you can see, we tested it. It works good, and you can can see it tells you where
here,
you're supposed to flint
let me
at.
give it a shot, KB.
Yeah, let's see if you can do it.
Turn it around over there. Let me see if I can get something going on it from a different angle here.
Oh, yeah. See, he's better at this.
Getting it. There you go. Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
He's much better at this.
All right, we're good. It works. Okay, folks. Now you saw the Firestarter work. Works very well. Again, those two pieces are my favorite. Next thing in here is some cordage. Honestly, I did not uncoil it and take a look, but there's not a lot here, but it's decent quality nylon. You could use this for a number of things. You could use it for cordage for putting up like a lean-to shelter. You could use it for splinting if someone's injured. I mean, there's just
Fish trap.
Yeah, fish trap. There's tons of things you can use cordage for. So there you go. There's some cordage in there, and like I said, it's decent quality. For what you're paying for it. Now, this thing right here, the whistle, emergency whistle for getting people's attention. Now, you can see this is just one piece of plastic. It's not what you'd call a high quality design whistle. Kind of chintzy looking. However, listen to this. It works just dandy. Dogs a half mile away are barking now, wondering what the heck that noise was. And Kenneth is holding his ear. It's a loud whistle, so I'm okay with this whistle. Like I said, it doesn't look expensive, but it's a good whistle. All right, and the last thing here, this part I'm not thrilled about. They give you this little bit of wire here. Now, one would assume this is for snare wire. Two things here. It's too thin and too short. You could give it a shot. And I guess something is better than nothing, but they should have gone with a little heavier grade and given you about twice as much if you were actually going to use it for snare wire. So this part I'm disappointed in. Everything else here is fine. Like I said, I think there's not enough tinder. Now, what? Oh, yeah, we've got these. They gave you these things here that this was listed in there. This was not. Now this is like kind of feels like a wax cord, like dental floss almost, and there's quite a bit of this stuff. You could use this for fishing line in murky water. You could use it for light cordage, again, for making some kind of shelter, for making all kinds of things.
Some kind of like small animal trap.
Yeah, exactly. You could use this as a snare wire. It feels fairly stiff, so you could use that. A lot of possible uses. Okay, folks, the camera cut off for a second there, but I was just finishing up this line here. And the last thing to talk about before we talk about what we would add to this kit is this Priorities of Survival Pocket Guide. Now, don't disregard this, especially this would be very helpful for someone who doesn't dedicate the time or have the knowledge of any kind of bushcraft or camping or even fishing, hunting, or hiking, but is in a bad situation. This is just a lot of good tips. Collecting rainwater, signaling, navigation, sources of water, how to tie knots, how to start fires, making basic types of shelter. Okay, this is not something that a bushcrafter or an avid hunter or fisherman, there's not much here for you, but this would be very handy for someone who was not really an outdoorsman and didn't really know a lot about how to make it in a survival situation. So this is not to be disregarded, and I think this should be left in the kit.
Especially because it's so small.
Yeah, it's very small, and you never know. This kit might be something that you've got with you, like I said, for a day. You get into a bad situation and really things go south. This is like a secondary kit that you've got. This might be a barter item to someone who is ill-equipped. They've got something you need, or you're out of, and they don't know anything about anything and don't even have the basics except maybe just a little food or a little water. You might be able to barter this towards something that they've got that you need. All right, now we're done with what's in the kit. In my opinion, this kit's it's a very good kit for the money spent. It's very good, like I said, glove box kit, truck box kit, things like that. Now, KB is going to talk about a couple things that we think could be added that would fit in the space provided that would help make this kit a better glove box kit. Go ahead, KB. Here, let me...
Yeah, take that. Okay. So one of the things that we thought was probably something that could fit in here that was really small is if you wanted to, you could pack little tiny, maybe like number 9 fishing hooks. Just small ones that you could fit to, catch like minnows or something. And they don't take up much space. And another thing you'd probably want to put is probably 8 to 10 feet of fishing line of some kind, and probably 5 to 6 pound test, not super big. And another thing is for the fire, because there's only this one little tiny piece of tinder. we thought it'd be better because you can squish cotton balls down, they don't take up much space, to put 4 or 5 more in there, and you'd probably want to rub some Vaseline on them because that'll help your fire burn longer and it'll help it strike up faster too.
Yeah, and they make those little tiny snack Ziploc bags. You could take those after you've rubbed the Vaseline on them, put them in the Ziploc bag, compress them with a book or something, Ziploc it up, and they take up almost no space at all, and they make excellent tinder. Okay, next thing that would be very helpful, we talked about, is there's no type of first aid in this kit. Doesn't take up much space at all, but you can put in a couple of alcohol swabs for disinfectant, put in a couple of Band-Aids, and also, I don't have any here right now, I didn't go in and get any, but a couple of butterfly Band-Aids. Somebody's got a pretty good slice to them. You don't have the ability to sew them up at the moment. Butterflies come in real handy and take up almost no. Alright folks, well, we lost video again. Sorry, just deleting some files. I left my last one on there, but I've limited time. I said about the butterflies here, and the very last thing, a couple of extra safety pins. You tear a piece of clothing, break a strap, that never hurts, and look, they take up no space at all. And myself, I'm about blind, so this takes up no space, and it's a needle threader to put with the sewing kit. And that's about it. There's not much room for other than that. Overall, nice kit for your money. I think it was $19.99, and like I said, I think it's worth it. Anyway, hope you liked the review. If you do, please like and subscribe. We're going to be doing more of the Bear Grylls Gerber stuff and other product reviews as well. Hope to see y'all later. Thank you. Goodbye.